All right. Do you want to come up? Come here. Come on. Come on. No, not on the bed. Come down here and come over here. Come here. Come here. Come on up here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come up. Come up. Come up. What's wrong with you? Come here. Don't you love me? There you go. Now look over there. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Look at the camera. All right. That's the mic. It's the microphone. All right. Okay. I guess. Yeah. Look. Do you want to see? You don't care. You only love me. Okay. Thank you, sweetheart. Why don't you go lie down? Okay. Thank you, sweetheart. You lie down. Okay. there you go. When is Ivy gonna go back on the show? When is Ivy? Anyway, yes, they love you. All right. Real quick review of Death Note. Let me get this a little more situated. No, that's the wrong way. Why am I gotta be over here? It should be moved that way. No, I just made it worse. I hate these cameras. My God. All right, there we go. So at the advice of several people, many of you recommended Death Note. Oh, Claire, you gotta get Death Note. And so I started watching it, and I think the best way to describe it is it's good for anime standards because I have the old ancient opinion that most anime sucks. It's not an opinion, it's fact. And the likes of Cowboy Bebop, and I'm trying to think of another one that's even that good. Oh, what was a really good anime? Ninja Scroll, Akira. Like, those are the exceptions to the rule. Those are very rare. And most of it's garbage. Most of it is garbage. But then we got this kind of gray area where you could appreciate the art form. You're just sick of US crap. And you want to get your geek on, you want to try it. It's going global. All right. Why do the Latinos love them some DBZ? What's up with that? So you say, why did you like this? So you want to give it a shot. You go, oh, this looks interesting. And man, it doesn't cut it, man. It really does not cut. No, neither does Western cinema, which is why I think a lot of people are looking elsewhere. And I think the plots are relatively, well, not relatively, they're completely void of politics. So what people are doing is going with traditionally didn't have the greatest plots and certainly not the greatest delivery. Just B minus B level overall production, but minus the woke politics. People are like, well, this is like an A plus based on these relative and new standards. I think Death Note kind of hits that, where you're watching it, okay, I get the premise and the plot, but this ain't no Back to the Future. This ain't no MacGyver. This ain't no Knight Rider. And it ain't no Cowboy Bebop. And a couple of reasons. All right. First, I'll give you the plot first so you guys can watch it whether you want or not. There's a thing called the Death Note. So, and there's many of them. It's a notebook. You write someone's name in it, they die. And there's other traits and parameters you could set, like they die of this, they die at this time. And so you can see where this would be a powerful notebook to have. Now, the Death Notes, the Death Notebooks come from another world where there's this spirit world of Shimigami is basically a spirit world. And they look like monsters, but they're actually kind of cool and chill and relaxed. I think they're all red pill. They don't really care. They're nihilists. Like, what would we do that for? I think the opening scene, they're gambling, playing dice. It's kind of cool. Well, one of the Shimigamis gets so bored of his world. His name is Ryuk, and he goes into the human world. And somehow this guy called Light, well, they came up with that name, but they did. He finds the notebook. And as per usual in Japanese anime culture, everything important happens in high school. So it's all high school. Again. And the one you get like one oversight. One thing I'll overlook. I understand not everything is going to be perfect, except for Cowboy Bebop. And he finds the notebook. He tests it, finds out it works. And then literally in 10 seconds, he becomes a megalomaniac, like, I will be a god. And it comes up with that. Not kidding. In 10 seconds, when he figures out what the power of this is, he could kill people. Um, in that very, very short time frame, he goes on a power trip and already knows what he's going to do with. Now, if you gave me this powerful notebook, I'd have, oh, geez, what would I do with it? How would I use it? In 10 seconds, not only does he know he's going to eliminate all the bad people in the world and be a god, like he literally, like, I will become a god. But he's like, and I will build a new world. I'm like, boy, you awfully, it even takes dopey pothead libertarians a couple days at least to come up with their utopian idea. You had that like that, man. Like that. 1 second, you're this kind of innocent high school kid, and now you're a megalomaniac with a rather detailed libertarian level plan for utopia. And so I was like, that was kind of hard. And then every time, not every time, but every once in a while, he'd slip back into this decreeing megalomaniac type, but then he kind of go back. But the main plot, then we got to introduce a new character called L. So Light, okay, he's the protagonist, with the help of Ryuk, his spirit world buddy, who is the coolest character in the whole thing. He's the coolest. He's addicted to apples. He goes to withdrawal systems. He's really cool. I like Ryuk. I was looking for a decal of Ryuk and saying my guardian angel, but I couldn't find that. I guess I could make a decal like that, and only truly nerdy people would get that. Maybe with even a crucifix on it. So oh, what? That's weird, honey. What's that kind of Christian symbol? That doesn't look like cherubim or seraphim. Oh, it's Ryuk. He's cool. Anyway, the other main character in this is L. So Light is killing off all these criminals across the world, all the various police and investigation agencies, from the FBI to the CIA. They're like, hey, we got to find out who's killing these people. This is weird. This is odd. What's going on? And there's a short debate about, well, isn't it kind of good that all these people are dying and they're bad people? And the cops come to the conclusion, no, murder is murder. We got to find out what's going on. And they hire world famous detective L. And no one knows who L is. And so L, through incredibly shrewd, geometric, intelligent logic and guessing, susses out rather quickly who this person might be that's killing all the people. He doesn't even know the notebook exists. And I think that's one of the reasons I really liked it. And this is about as good as it can get. So, like on an objective scale, this would be a B-. But for today's standards in anime, it's an A. Maybe an A-. It's a really good anime. And if you're more of, I guess, the intelligent type or the solving a mystery type, it's like forensics. So L is trying to figure out who is killing all these people, and Light is also incredibly intelligent and tries to cover his tracks, goes through his thought process, the detail at which he gets rid of loose ends, his Machiavellianism, where he has no morals. He's like, I will kill. Like, he starts bumping off FBI agent. FBI gets involved, by the way. Killing innocent people to protect his tracks. It gets rather detailed. And to the point where I was kind of curious, like, did this maintain 100% logical integrity? Where this person, L figured out this, and then Light would counteract with that. It even gets to the point that Light starts working for L, vowing to catch the murderer, which I thought was rather clever. And L ain't no dummy either. And okay, here's one thing that was a plus: the character development. Ryuk obviously is my favorite, but Light is a minus the I'm going to kill the world. Just like, well, that was rather quick. You turn into Hitler. aside from that, he's an interesting character. Light, obvious, or L is a very interesting character. Even the Japanese police team force that join up is pretty cool. They all have their unique personalities that evolve over time. So that you'll appreciate. And then it gets close, and then there's all these rules with the notebook and there's strategy. It's like watching a really interesting game of chess, but it ain't chess. That's what it is. So then it gets to the point, how do I want to put it? In a stroke of strategic genius, Light successfully deflects all suspicion to Keiretsu, Japanese industrial conglomerate, big ass corporation. And they end up arresting the guy. I'm not going to ruin too much of it, but Light no longer has the book. He doesn't even know he was the murderer through some trickery. And he gives it to a corrupt corporate official, and now all the investigation focuses over there. And then at the end, he wins. I'm not going to say how he wins, but he wins. No one assumes him. He's in charge of the investigation. Oh, and he got some ditzy blonde broad who is kind of annoying. That character could have gone away. But I guess she was critical to it. I forgot about her because she was kind of like, oh, I wish she'd go away. They drew, I don't know. I think they wanted to draw some TNA in this. That's my honest opinion. She's blonde. She's blue-eyed. She's always wearing some kind of outfit. Oh my God, Light, I just love you so much. I guess she does kind of screw things up and makes things interesting a little bit. But in the end, he's got the girl. He's in charge of investigation. He has smote his enemies. No one suspects him. And I'm like, well, this has 37 episodes and we're only on 25. I'm 2/3 done with it. I'm like, well, what's the other? He won. That was the end. Well, now L, who is the investigative genius, he's no longer in the show. I won't mention why he's gone or how he's gone. You think this is one they said, and I think what it was is we made too much money. We got to do Death Note 2, the vengeance of L. And there are two nerdy kids from the orphanage that L grew up in. And then you find out later this orphanage was formed to take in orphans, but raise them to be super detectives, which I don't understand that. And then this once again, now we get into the later stage anime. The rule, I should start writing rules of anime, but rule number 1 of all anime is that Japanese, not culture, but Japanese protocol, Japanese, it is Japanese unto itself that in the last third, nothing can make sense. It can't make sense. You just start throwing stuff. Oh yeah, and by the way, this robot turns into a frog. What? And then it flies in space. Okay, and then it lashes a laser beam. Excuse me. So now there's an orphanage apparently in the mix, and it raises super genius abandoned boys to become detectives. And then you can, oh, I see. So this is like 6 years later. It says 6 years later. There are two new L-like characters, maybe even brothers of L, who they have their suspicions. They don't think they got the real murderer. Oh, by the way, the murdering continues on because Light now is in control of the investigation. They can't find the guy, and all the murdering continues. So obviously they know the murderer is still out there. So and their kids, I think one is 15 years old. The other is maybe 14. And I will grant you L's character, if you watch it, L's character was a very unique character, very cool. He's nerdy, gothy, but not in an annoying woe is me sense. He's super brilliant. He's always eating pastries and sweets. but he can also fight really good. You think he's just this nerd. He sits with his legs up all the time. It was he was probably, aside from Ryuk, L was the second best character. And then his replacements that are now going to investigate the real murderer, they're just knockoffs. One who ends up being put in charge of the investigative division. Here's a 14-year-old boy in the CIA just decides, yeah, you're in charge. I'm like, excuse me? But this is late stage Japanese anime, so it doesn't have to make sense. And he's always twirling his hair, whereas L would always have a tick. He'd always like, huh. He'd always be poking his thumb in his mouth or something like that. I'm like, okay. But then this guy's always twirling his hair. And he's all quiet. And he's also, and I'm like, look, dude, if you're going to have the exact same character of L, why'd you kill him off in the first whole book, as it were? And then the other guy, who's 15 years old, also from the orphanage, wants to prove to the younger guy who got officially chosen that he's better than him and he can find the real murderer. And this guy is just Saturday cartoon evil. He eats chocolate. And that's so cool. And he's kind of effeminate and he's got long hair and he's in charge of a mob. And now everyone has to go to LA for some reason. Because the chief's daughter, the police chief's daughter of Japan, got kidnapped. Now they're in the United States. And then after a while, I think maybe 2 or 3 episodes in, you're like, oh, you're just doing this for more money. That's what it was. You could have just left it, but you just did it for more money. And then once you see the ulterior motive of what they were doing, you're like, oh yeah, I can't get into this. I can't. And it was the appropriate amount of subterfuge and backstabbery and faking and feigning and planning mental traps in the first 2/3, the original book, if you want to call it that, because that's what it was. That was the whole point. Then you just saw, okay, well, we got to come up with more. And you're getting to the point where you're like, look, okay, you're overanalyzing this. You've done it before. We've been here before. It's more the same thing. And now I'm done. I'm just done with it. And so I stopped watching. And that's kind of why it's like, yeah, it was good. But don't watch. Once L is no longer in the picture, you could stop. You could stop. And you don't have to go back to it. And because then it's, if you remember Frasier, I know this is going to be a stretch. Frasier was about Frasier, his brother Niles, and their father. That was it. By the time it ended, they had added so many more characters, Daphne's family, that it was just chaos. And the original intent was gone. But they always added new characters to keep it fresh. That's what's happening here. Now we're going to go to LA. Now there's 2 other crazy. One's a psychopath. He's in with the mafia. The other one's with the CIA. And we got the regular old Japanese. And no, no, done. Moving on. So that's it. That was that. So anyway, you can watch it. It's worthwhile. It's better than your average anime, but I would if you haven't watched spaghetti westerns, I would spend most of your time doing that. Matter of fact, as an entire genre, once you watch Cowboy Bebop, I would not watch any more anime until you've watched all of Clint Eastwood's classic spaghetti westerns, Terrence Hill and Bud Spencer's Italian versions. My Name is Trinity. That was a good one. There's other stuff you could do. And then after you've watched the classics, you got some really good movies in, then you could switch to this quality anime, but not by objective standards. It's just not. It's a great way to kill some time. But if you want to go to the gym or you're going to write a book or I don't know, you're going to get laid, you should do that instead. I guess I should come up with a more standard rating system. Javier, $5. These anime reviews are great series, Cappy. If you're looking for another excellent anime, you should check out Boku no Pico. Guaranteed to satisfy. How about this? If you guys want, email me those over at assholeconsulting.com. If you guys don't email me a book report, just say, check these out, Cappy, and list them. I don't need you. I'll look into them. I've already seen Black Lagoon. Obviously, you guys see Black Lagoon. I'm like, it was good until the pedophilia, and I stopped because I was like, too much for me. And I don't think they made more. What else? Everyone keeps saying there was something else. Oh, I did see Ghost in the Shell, The Industrial Complex. That was good. That was straight. I can maybe do a review of that, but I have to watch it again. It's been over a decade since I saw it. Want to hear a good song? Look up Run Rabbit Junk. There's some good old classic late 90s, not sucky music. But Boku no Pico, guaranteed to satisfy. All right, I'll send it. But now here's the thing, guys. Keep in mind, I only send the best. Somebody sent me like 20. Send me your top 1 or 2 because then I'll watch it. Otherwise, if you want me to watch all 9, I got to start charging. Then it becomes a job. And right now, for 2022, Cappy just wants to get his nerd on. I want to review some more things. I'm going to review Crackdown here, which isn't an anime. It's a video game a little bit because I get to goof off now. I even have my golfing hat. See, I went golfing today. I get to do more what I want, but don't make it a chore. Only good. Oh, and I have seen Trigun. I go ahead and do Trigun as well, so you don't have to recommend that one. I got stuff in my teeth. Right there. Italian Stallion, $2 Canadian. Now you have to watch Naruto. No. That seemed like real long series. Alex Patino, a truck driving Latino agent in the field. My childhood during the 90s would have been nothing without Dragon Ball. See, I told you the Latinos. What did I say about the Latinos and their DBZ? What did I say? I don't make it up. Why, Alex? What did you not get about that? I mean, maybe, okay, look, when I was your age, back when you were watching Dragon Ball Z, the shows were like a He-Man and what would be some of the other ones? They're all blanking out on me. Transformers and all that. And you think they're great, and you go back and look at it with adult eyes. You're like, oh man, this is crap. So maybe because I was old enough to watch Dragon Ball Z, I just thought like, man, all they do is talk smack and maybe they get to a fight. So maybe when you're younger, and One Piece Pirates was the same thing. So maybe as a little kid, you didn't see that. But I tried watching Dragon Ball Z and I was like, oh, what is going on? Oh, this is painful. This is just so painful. But you kids of the 90s, man, you loved your Dragon Ball Z. And I'm pissing on your God right now. All right. Alex writes, my childhood during the 90s would have been nothing without Dragon Ball Z. You should check out Dragon Ball Z Abridged on YouTube. It's funny, guaranteed to entertain. Okay. All right. Is that where they take out the talking? I heard about that. I don't know. Maybe I'm not, this isn't going to be Cappy becomes a weeaboo, or is it otaku? I'm not going to become super geek. I am looking forward to just chilling out, watching TV. I got like working out, do some basic work, A-hole consulting, doing some hiking and motorcycle riding once I get back to the Northern Command. And then I'm doing that. I'm having fun, man. I'm going to get my nerd on. Maybe I work on my comic book idea. Maybe. Our future MD1, new guy for $5. Konosuba, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and The Devil is a Part-Timer are effing great. Funny and a good action plot. Okay, cool. Django Geek, $2. Berserk 19. That's probably going to be the next one. Everyone recommends that. Everyone keeps recommending that. Taboo Smash. Welcome back, Taboo. $5. After L dies, it was a letdown. I think they continue for money and they not letting the evil guy win. Yeah, it was pretty dark. It was good that good does not prevail. in that one. Italian Stanley, 2 Canadian bucks. What's Cappy's thoughts on Casablanca? Just wondering. That's probably my third favorite movie. As I've aged, it's been used to be my second, obviously behind Die Hard, which is everybody's favorite movie, so we don't have to talk about that. But it was number 2, but I've really started to appreciate Midnight Run some more. But then also Kelly's Heroes is just so freaking brilliant. And so it almost is like a 3-way tie for second. And then one that really came up through the rankings as I've watched it more. It's not second, not even third place, but it's definitely top 10 is Tropic Thunder. When you look at how brilliant that movie was, even though it on the face of it, it's supposed to be stupid, but to put that together, you're like, God dang, this is funny. This is just brilliant. But Casablanca would be a second, close third second, depending on my mood. Yeah, absolute must. Yeah, you should watch it. The thing that's problem with Casablanca is when you get older, you realize, yeah, that it was written to be that way. People are not that funny or witty, or maybe back in the day they were, but not my generation, not people now. I would kill to have a conversation like that with people. But people just aren't that quick or witty or on their feet. Still a great film. Great film. Don't watch it as a kid or you're a younger guy. Wait till you're at least 20. And even then, Taboo smash $2. You need to see Monster. You will like it. With the girl, the actress, the movie. All right, there you go. All right, watch it. Is Pop stepping on my toes again? God darn it! Pop's always him and I always advertise at the same time. God, I want to get him on the show too. All right, we'll see. Oh, hey, if you guys are tuning into Pop, give him like a $2 super chat and say Cappy says hi. And well, you can't say anything because YouTube doesn't allow it. I was gonna say make a penis joke, but Italian Stand on 5 Canadian bucks. Casablanca is my favorite movie. I'm only 21, so people call me old for liking it. Yeah, okay, because 21-year-olds know, not you. I'm talking your peer group. Yeah, like they know anything. Let me guess, are they going to major in stupid crap like the millennials did too? Are they signing up for $100,000 in student loans? Oh yeah, their opinions on anything matters. There you go. All right, see you guys later. Toodles.